film directed by my colleague, a friend.
Old School, who is part of this project.
An epic story that I heard they spoke pidgin English.
It was very good, very exciting.
This is the true life story of the young man that sang the song, I Have Decided to Follow Jesus.
I'm grateful to God I'm witnessing it.
Begin jolly. Oh, yeah, make it don't start now.
Abomination.
What?
That fisherman Ogundu.
What you happen to him?
Ogundu, come back with that Potokiri man religion.
Yeah! No woman would accept that new religion over my dead body.
I no go fit live the tradition of my father and my mother. Come they follow one Pokogri man. I dey tell you truth.
Ekpebiwo itself is an Igbo language that means I have decided in English. And everybody around the world sings this song. I have decided to follow Jesus. But only few people know the true story behind I have decided to follow Jesus. It was a very bloody story where blood was shed before people could accept Christianity as a religion. So it is that story that we have created in this movie to showcase the story that's almost forgotten.
Many people are very ignorant of what has happened in our past history, in the sense that because we many times have oral history, we don't have documented history like what happened in America, where I'm coming from 500 years ago. They can tell you because it's documented and they teach it in school from one generation to the other. Here, many times it's what our fathers told us, great-grandpa told us, and we didn't have a way to document it. So many times it gets distorted. People don't know the story. People don't know the story of what has happened in our past history. So this film has a first hand to tell people stories of what has happened in our past history, how it happened, and all that. So I'm very happy that when viewers look at what role I played here, what happened here, the storyline, the content that we brought, they are going to be able to see that Ezemos are not actually evil people, right? That Ezemos or the native doctors in the East is not witches and wizards, are people that actually help community, all right? And many other things that happen in this story is also something to give us something to think back and reflect upon how far we have come as Christians. Because many times we take things for granted. The people who fought for us, the people who helped us to make certain changes that brought us to where we are today, a lot of them lost their heads. A lot of them were hanged, a lot of them were martyred, a lot of them were born in the stakes. Christianity has come a long way.
I think this is a great thing, and we need to celebrate them for the courage they've taken to do such movie. And I believe that by the time people will go in and watch, they are going to be inspired. The orientation about Christian movie or who Christians are, I'm sure it is going to change.
In this film, Ekpebiwo, I have decided, that's what it means actually. In this film I played the role of Ebube. My characterization, as they used to say, is Ebube. They said I sold out my people. I didn't sell out. I was angry. Something that belongs to me, somebody took it, and the person was gaining favor from the king. A king I've protected with all my life. I've protected him with everything I have. If you are the one, you'll be angry. Just put yourself in my shoes. So I had to look for alliances, and I found alliance with, it's two communities, and the two communities from ancestry, they are related. The family became large. This went this way, this went this way. So I went to the other side to get my alliance, and by the grace of God, at the end of the day, problem happened. A war ensued.
I am honored to be at the premiere of the movie called Ekpebiwo. So one thing about this movie is that, it's going to make making headway in the terms that the dialogue. So many people go for movies. So many people go for qualities go for every other thing in terms of movie, but I go for the dialogue. One thing I go for the dialogue is that Pidgin English is our language. We grew up hearing Pidgin English. We grew up speaking Pidgin English. And we don't even promote Pidgin English. But now is the time that Pidgin English is gaining that global acclaim through our music, Afrobeats, that is actually circulating around the world. When I went to Sierra Leone at the Full College there, they were asking me to speak Pidgin English. And I kind of told them that, look, we don't even allow our children to speak that kind of English. You know, they said why? That they like it.
The script was written in English, but we decided to do it in Pidgin. When they got to set, everybody was like, Pidgin, epic in Pidgin. But after the first scene, everybody fell in love with it. Everybody wanted to be, and everybody was flowing. It was fun working with every one of them. Nobody gave me stress. In fact, they buried themselves into the script. If you watch the film, you see how everybody gave his best or her best because they love the story, especially the concept of doing it in Pidgin.
You know, it's strikingly for me is the fact that you have an indigenous film, an epic film with the indigenous title, Ekpebiwo, and then again, the language is Pidgin English. I mean, that's amazing for me. I like the cross. I actually want to know the philosophy behind this. Why the title, Ekpebiwo, in an indigenous term, and why the language, you know, the Pidgin English. I want to see that cross. I want to believe that the producer, director, you know, will definitely have, you know, questions to answer. And then, of course, to prefer solutions to some of this. Again, it's important that we're here summer and we're celebrating the Nigerian film industry from another perspective.
I'm very excited over the development in Nigerian film industry, especially our movies now is global. It's no longer the normal Alaba, Idimoto, Nisha, and all the rest of them. Our films are on international platforms. Foreigners watch our films. It also helps attract films to our festivals in Nigeria.
The industry is taking a tremendous leap, or should I say a quantum leap, in all aspects of the filmmaking, both in the acting. The acting is more realistic now, it's no more dramatized, both in the equipment, the crew, people behind the cameras. A lot of improvement, trainings are going on here and there. People are, you know, improving themselves in all areas. Editing is coming up top notch. Camera improvement everywhere. The sound is becoming crispy. I'm saying this to say that by this time, next 3 years, Nigerian film is going to be standing shoulder to shoulder with #1 in the world, which is the Hollywood. And I believe that I myself will not just witness it, but be a part of it.
I'm not going to play this guy here. If we see anything may look like that Potokiri man and enslave for your house, and your head go follow us go shrine.
Have we gotten into any problem?
Problem full ground. The people of her, then they pack woman we never know man.
The philosophy behind this cross is what I want to find out. Why the title? And although fine, if you check some of the Yoruba language films, you'll see that they put maybe they're an English title, and then you now find, you know, the language in Yoruba. Some of them too, I tried that with the Igbo film, but not as much as a Pidgin language, you know, with an Igbo title. I want to find that out too. You know, that's the beauty of coming to watch a premiere. So you have an idea behind this, and then you can now tell everyone that, oh, come on, join me over the next weekend and let's see Ekpebiwo. So, and I want to believe that, of course, you know, one had to bell the cat. So maybe he's trying to tell us that, look, we can do a lot with the Pidgin language. And interestingly, the Pidgin English cuts across the entire continent and by extension some part of Europe. A lot of people communicate easily with the Pidgin language, English language, than even the regular English language because of the technicalities involved. So, young man, I appreciate the producer, a friend who has, you know, decided to make this happen.
When you have the passion of letting people know something, you diversify from books to movies to different things. So I like people to have the correct information. So as an author, I moved into movie production, and I'm also an actor. And I acted Oloma there in the movie, which was, the character was the president of the Women Association, and she fought against the women accepting Christianity, and she said, over my dead body. But anyway, she died. And the people accepted the religion.
The role I played in the film was a very traditional one, very exciting one. Acting as Ezemo was a new, thing, but very exciting for me because I've always acted. Back in the days in high school, I was like on top of my games. But this is an industry I've not been involved for many years. But coming back to it was very fulfilling. So in this role, I acted as the Ezemo in the Igbo culture back in time. Even while growing up, there were some native doctors. Many times we confuse native doctors to fetishism. It's not all native doctors that are into fetishism. There are real native gifted doctors.
Number one is a blend of culture and religion. We did not run down our culture. We try to show that there are both good and bad in every society, not just African society. So the audience will be informed, educated, entertained.
And I'm so glad, to see, all these known actors and actresses, joining hands with them to actually produce the movie.
In the industry, I think we have a lot of challenges, which I know that we are conquering them one by one. And I know a lot of people will say that one of the major challenges is finance. I really don't think so. We have a lot of people who has come into the industry with plenty money and they are ready to spend it. And unlike before, there's actually never been a time where film is not making money. So, but now more than ever, we are generating more income than before. So a lot of people are taking interest to investing in the industry. That being said, I'm trying to say that it is more on the people who spend the money and on what they spend the money on.
Thank you. A movie as such, promoting Pidgin English, has come out. It's here for the premiere, and it will be hitting the cinema very soon. And I'm telling you, whenever it hits the cinema, don't just sit down there. Go out there and watch it. You will gain a lot. You will benefit a lot. Though it's a Christian movie, but this is not the first time we actually shooting or filming Christian movies like that. We have actually been shooting or be filming Christian music consciously and unconsciously, because in most of our narrative we bring in the pastors, the man of God, to come and solve the issue generated in the movie.
I'm expecting magic. I'm expecting to be thrilled, because I know what old school can do. And the caliber of people in this movie, they are people that will actually give your time something to, something that is worth it. The likes of Biokpo West, the likes of Iniedu, and all of them, they are men and women of value. So expect magic.
The last time now my sister would do the call carry. Now the call carry the woman who I want marry. Me I go change her for them.
Me, I don't decide. Now the way of Jesus now I go follow.
When they take my husband go now.
As be saying that what you want with that. Oh no, God have heard come on.
Don't belittle Christianity, don't. Don't take it for granted, don't. You understand what I'm saying? Don't take it for granted. Know that people have paid what you are enjoying today. Some people don't pay.
We are trying to recreate what Christian movie is. People have tried to think that Christians should watch boring movies. Okay? So when you hear of Christian movie, what comes to your mind is how boring. No, we are changing that story. We Christians, we want excitement, we want entertainment. But while you're being entertained, we must not forget our focus. And that focus is to give God the glory.
I'm very excited that this story, we were able to bring it home in our own culture, in our own language, in our own settings. Because many times it's always white films telling this story. But with this one, we're able to tell it in our own context, in our own setting. And I think